due process, the presumption of innocence, and fundamental fairness to which we are all entitled. This settlement represents a tacit acknowledgement by the city of Los Angeles that City Controller Ron Galperin, aided and abetted by City Attorney Mike Feuer and former City Council President Nuri Martinez, who was forced to resign in disgrace, excessively abused their power. Their actions were not just legally wrong, they were harmful to Ridley Thomas's legal defense. You cannot accuse an individual, take away the seat to which they were duly elected, their health care in the midst of a pandemic, I might add, their pension and their salary, then tell them that while they are suspended, they cannot earn outside income and somehow expect that they will have the resources to fight and defend their good name. It was preposterous then, and in retrospect, it's even more outrageous now. Much of the blame for this travesty of justice rests squarely on the shoulders of Nuri Martinez, who allowed her personal political ambitions, racial animosity, and thirst for power to override good governance and good judgment. It was abundantly clear on that now infamous leaked audio tape that Martinez wanted to punish and tarnish Ridley Thomas. And she did, but she ruined herself in the process. Big Mama always said, God don't like ugly, and he ain't fond of cute. Once Nuri Martinez's toxic leadership was no more, the council quickly and correctly moved to resolve an injustice born in part by their own rush to judgment and abdication of responsibility in performing due diligence. Their settlement action this week starts the process of restoring honor and trust. In March, Ridley Thomas will finally have his day in court and a chance to restore his good name. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your comments.
Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580, the perfect theme song to the conversation tonight. Big time. As you all know, Brittany Griner's coming home, and we're going to talk about it tonight inside the Raw Report. Andy, let's go. Come on. You ready? Come on.
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
From entrepreneurs and entertainers to money and meditation.
Robin's got you covered.
Get out of here.
Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Clearly, one of the biggest stories to hit the internet today, obviously, I woke up to the news of Brittany Griner being freed in an exchange swap for a prisoner swap. And, you know, I think we kind of knew that this was going to happen. But once we heard that she was transferred over to that colony, that really tough, they said it was like the worst Russian, colony out there, I don't know. I kind of lost some hope. I can't even lie about it, but I guess behind the scenes, the Biden administration had continued to do what they do, and they got her released, and that is definitely the deal. But here's the thing, and I'm sure you've seen it online as well. There are some people who are extremely happy about it. Of course, you have a lot of us in the Black community. We are happy. You see photos of Brittany Griner everywhere celebrating. And then you have people who are sort of in the middle, who are like, listen, I'm happy that you're home because you didn't deserve a 9-year sentence for, they said, drug smuggling and possession. She didn't deserve that.
She didn't deserve a 9-week sentence.
No, definitely. And she did 9 months. So she didn't deserve it. So people are agreeing with that. But then at the same time, the swap, right? The very uneven swap. It's a very controversial swap. And so then you have some people who are completely against this. Like
GOP.
Exactly. Candace Owens being one of them. She said trading a top Russian arms dealer for a pot-smoking female basketball player is peak Western leftist philosophy. Incomprehensibly stupid from a political standpoint, but as long as it makes people feel warm and fuzzy, why not?
Every word of that is true. And I hate agreeing with that woman. Every word of that. Where's the lie? She's right. Look. It is uneven. The guy's an arms dealer. Yeah. The guy's a terrorist. Yeah. Brittany smoked a little something. Yeah. I saw the picture of them passing each other on the tarmac, and I bet he was like, wow, thank you so much.
He had a pep in his step. I was like, something like I ain't never seen before. This man was just happy and,
to me.
Wow. I mean, he was really, they call this guy the merchant of death. I mean, literally one of the most high profile criminals there could be, right? And he got that's what we used as our trump card to get Brittany Griner home. And people are upset about that because obviously there is the former U.S. Marine who is still locked up out there. Paul Whelan is his name. Now, here's the deal about this.
Come on.
Here's the interesting part. People are like, they automatically say there's a U.S. Marine, a former U.S. Marine, and that's the headline. That is the story. They're like, he's in jail. Why is he still sitting there? Well, if you look into the story of Paul, I don't know if you know much about him, his background, why he's there in the first place. He is a former Marine, but he was dishonorably discharged for allegedly, I'm still going to say allegedly, for allegedly stealing or attempting to steal $10,000. After that happened, after he was dishonorably discharged from the Marines, he... let me piece the story here together a little bit for you.
Take your time.
He was he ultimately was charged with espionage. They considered him a spy, or he was charged with being a spy in Russia. He claims he went to a friend's wedding in Russia, and he had gotten from someone a flash drive, and he says that he thought the flash drive held family photos on it when it was actually classified information that he had. So again, the trial that he had was behind closed doors. We don't know anything about it, so we don't know what exactly happened. So that's the kind of messed up part. We as the U.S. citizens don't know what happened because it was behind closed doors. But he was charged. And now he's been over there for 4 years. But people are sticking to the idea of he's a former U.S. Marine, so he needs to be home. So it's like, if you look a little bit more into the story. You get what I'm saying? Are we just?
What color is he?
He's a white man.
What a surprise! I already knew the answer. I just figured you were going to go that direction.
Yeah.
As far as Brittany Griner is concerned, you and I kind of talked about it off mic. Joe Biden needs to win a second election. He's going to run. A lot of people don't think that he is. They say Kamala's going to be in there instead, or Buttigieg or whatever. I'm like, nah, but Joe Biden's running again, and he's making sure he shores up the black vote. This helps him. Of course it does. Brittany Griner going to be on the campaign trail with him, I promise you that. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is he using the black community?
Yeah, it's a good look for him, and he knows it. So
that's
I think,
okay.
yeah, I think he was. definitely not forced to do this, but I think it definitely it lit sort of a fire under him because people weren't letting this story is so high profile. People weren't going to let that ride, and this was his opportunity, and that entire administration's opportunity to really kind of make something happen of a big deal, and it has been. But since her release, Paul Whelan actually spoke out and had something to say about, listen, she's released. I'm happy for her, but I'm still here. So let's check out what he had to say.
You got goodies tonight.
I have to say I'm greatly disappointed that more has not been done to secure my release, especially as the 4-year anniversary of my arrest is coming up. I was arrested for a crime that never occurred. I'm happy that Brittany is going home today and that Trevor went home when he did. But I don't understand why I'm still sitting here. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go home. I just need an airplane to come and get me.
Smoke something. This is one of those times you and I come across these incidents on this show to where everybody is right. This is one of those. He's right. Candace Owens is right. The black community cheering for her release are right. The black community that are upset that it's an uneven swap are also right. Everybody is right. I'm going to tell you the people that are wrong are the people that are going after Joe Biden for doing this swap. If Donald Trump did the same swap, they will be singing his praises all over social media every single day.
The big question that I actually wanted to know was, would Donald Trump have done this himself? I believe the answer is yes. I think he would have. And so
he got Kodak Blackout.
Yeah, Biden couldn't do anything right in this in this instance because this is an opportunity for Donald Trump to use this against him. And if Biden didn't do it, Trump still would have used this against him. Oh, he couldn't pull it. He couldn't pull it off. He doesn't have the connections with Russia that I have. Donald Trump did put out a statement. He said, "What kind of a deal is it to swap Brittany Griner, a basketball player who openly hates our country, for the man known as the Merchant of Death, who is one of the biggest arms dealers anywhere in the world and responsible for tens of thousands of deaths and horrific injuries? Why wasn't former Marine Paul Whelan included in this total one-sided transaction?" It's a good point.
He's right.
He continued on. He said he would have been let out for the asking. What a stupid and unpatriotic embarrassment for the USA.
He's right. Except for the part where Brittany hates this country. That's garbage. But the rest of that, he's right.
Yeah. Well, why has she ever made a statement that said that she hates this country?
I can't name one. I mean, someone might correct me.
Multiple people are saying she hates our country. So I don't know what that's about. And maybe it's because she's no longer playing here and she chose to go, across the seas and play over there. I don't know what that's about.
You can't blame people for doing that.
No, you can't.
You and I both know people go overseas to play because you could actually make some money.
Yeah, you make really good money over there. So I don't know if it's about hating the U.S. or if she's actually said something to that notion. I'm not sure.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. Did Kobe's daddy hate America? Anybody that goes to plays overseas can't stand this country? Is that what it is? Y'all don't want to pay these WNBA players. What's the average salary of a WNBA player? It's minor.
Yeah, and definitely in comparison to the NBA.
There's a few stars at the top that make the bag, but there's only like 10 of them that actually make some money. They get paid like minimum wage to play that sport, and they go overseas to make money, and y'all mad? Shut up, man.
Yeah, not unless they are actually standing on something true. I mean, that she said, which I can't back that up, but I have seen multiple people say that she hates our country.
Anybody
I don't know what that's about.
Criticizes this country hates this country.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about. But he does bring up a good point. I'm not sure if I'd have to do a little bit more digging and research to see if I feel that way. The whole point of making a combination, like a total deal, our former Marine, Paul Whelan, and Brittany Griner for this guy. Maybe that would have been an even swap.
That's still pretty uneven.
I don't know what that would have taken.
That dude.
I don't know what it would have taken to use Victor Bout, the Merchant of Death. I don't know what makes that worth it then. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's right that are saying it's uneven. Yeah, they're right.
Everybody's right. Well, when we come forward, we'll talk more about what's going on inside the Raw Report. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare for being KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Enter your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare.
If you're a Los Angeles Department of Water and Power residential customer, listen to this. LADWP now offers convenient monthly billing through the new Level Pay program. Level Pay helps you budget for your utility bill with a predictable monthly amount that can also include past due balances. You'll know exactly how much you need to pay each month. Don't wait. Sign up today for Level Pay by calling 1-800-DIAL-DWP. That's 1-800-DIAL-DWP.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Strengthening the Black Village is a nonprofit offering free, effective Black parenting training to those court-mandated to take parenting courses, and we're open to others. Register for our February 6, 2023 course by calling 323-804-8469. That's 323-804-8469. Visit strengtheningtheblackvillage.org. That's strengtheningtheblackvillage.org.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
And you're inside the Raw Report. What we got? What else we got
It's
going
funny,
on?
even hearing you say it's funny that we're talking about inflation. We're talking about COVID and how once everything shut down for COVID, we were like, okay, they're gonna get their money back somehow, right? Well, I've heard of the I don't know if this is true or not. This is me putting out stuff, but what do you think about the conspiracy? Andy, feel free to jump in on it because he's a conspiracy. He's a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Is that the right way to say it?
That's the right way.
That you know how the lottery kept going up and up and up and up, and it was like nobody was winning, but it kept going up and everybody kept putting their money in and stuff like that because somehow, some way they were going to get their money back. I don't know. Good. I'm not sure. What do you think about it, Andy?
We already know what Andy thinks. Go ahead and say it. You don't buy that? You? You think a man lives on the moon right now, man? You don't buy that? Well, you probably think we never went to the moon.
I don't even know. I don't understand the circumstance for the situation right
She's
now.
saying everybody was trying to win the lottery over the last few weeks. Remember it got to $1.2 billion?
Yeah, it was.
You think that's a conspiracy saying, you know what, the economy was struggling throughout COVID, man. We got to pour some money back into this.
Facts.
Yeah,
facts. You ain't wasting no time, man.
Funny. Yeah. Come on, man. You guys got to open up your mind. I mean,
listen, I actually buy into some conspiracy theories. Like I find myself going down the rabbit hole sometimes, when I see something, I'm like, that could make sense. So I'll dig and dig and dig. And I'm like, you know what? I come across some information. I'm like, yeah, more than likely that happened.
Give me one.
9/11.
Ooh, that's a good one.
9/11. There was a video. There was a video of a gentleman who he was not the firefighter, or he was the chief. I don't know what his position was. I forget. But he was talking about how when the buildings fell, that they fell in a specific way that you would when you you know how when you want them to implode because you put something there, you want it to implode, it falls a certain way. So he was just going on this whole thing, but I'd done a ton of research looking into it, digging down the rabbit hole before. Obviously, what we know to be true, we've seen what happened, but they were just trying to talk about some things that were. Some things that they knew in advance and some things that they were maybe even planning.
You just say what I always say.
What's that?
You can make the case. That's all I'm saying. You can make the case.
I guess maybe you can make the case. I mean, I hate doing that. I hate really talking about it because I don't know. Sometimes it feels good in my head, but I don't know.
I got one. Can I get one?
Oh, yes, please do.
Why do they sell 8 hot dog buns and 12 weenies?
What is the conspiracy behind that?
Because they want you to buy way more hot dog buns. Come on! Don't y'all leave me! Am I the only one who thinks that? Why?
I have thought about it. I just don't know why. They want you to buy more
buns.
It's a conspiracy. Okay.
Why is devil's food everything dark and black?
You know what I'm saying? And angel food cake is white. What? Come on. What we doing? Don't y'all leave me at by myself.
Well, no, I think those are accurate, very accurate things. And if you look into some of the food that's been out there for a very, very long time. Think about Aunt Jemima and all of that. When they came out, it was true. I mean, they based it off of certain things, right? It's just old and dated, but it always lasted the test of time. So, it being called angel food or devil cake or whatever, probably just lasted that time, that amount of time, but it probably has some truth to it.
We are a mess.
We are. We are.
I gave you a conspiracy yesterday. I'll bring it to the mic. I'm not saying it's true. The one about COVID. There was a report a couple days ago that said COVID cases are up 75% here in Los Angeles. And I go, oh, they must have some leftover vaccines.
You did. You said that. Oh, my goodness. You about to get Andy started.
Andy love that stuff.
Ooh.
I said it in jest for the most part, but I ain't going to lie. You go, 75%.
All I'm going to say is this.
What?
Look up Georgia Guidestones, and I'll leave it at that.
Are you sending me to the dark web? Is that what you're doing right now?
No, just Google Georgia Guidestones.
Well, so I can get a virus in my phone. Exactly what you want me to do.
No, Google it, YouTube it. Georgia Guidestones.
Somebody do it and DM it to me, because I ain't gonna click on it myself. You sending me to something crazy.
Anyway, let's move forward with something. I want to ask you guys, what would you do? This 18-year-old North Carolina teenager won a $1 million lottery.
Wow. 18?
Yeah, he's 18 years old, and he was headed to his second job, and he chose, you know how you can choose to get the disbursements, or you can choose a lump sum. He chose the lump sum, and it wound up being $426,000 after taxes.
Stupid.
Did he make a mistake? Okay.
Stupid.
So you would have taken the $1 million disbursements.
Here's the argument, though. You could die. They spread that thing over 20 years. You could die. Sure.
But can you then spread that to, or, they're like a beneficiary type of thing, like insurance maybe?
Yeah, or you can take it for $100,000
I'm
right now for
sure,
yourself.
actually. Well, no, that's the dumbest. $426,000 for an 18-year-old kid is not going to last.
It's the same thing with that guy or girl. We don't know who it was because they had a mask on. But $1.2 billion, cash out $400 million. And you go, God dang, that's
$400 million. First of all, there's a difference between an adult and an 18-year-old teenager, right? There's still a lot of experience that you have to have. You have to live a lot more life to understand, to have some wisdom and things like that. An adult coming away with $400 million, you're straight, and you're probably going to make wiser decisions. Maybe not. I mean, I know a lot of people who won the lottery who wound up broke in a year or two, right? But versus an 18-year-old who is $426,000 richer, but you're 18, he's about to buy whatever he wants to buy. Maybe give out a lot of this money to family or friends or whatever. And unfortunately, I'm not sure where he'll be in just even 5 years if he'll have that money still.
You remind me of Will Smith. Y'all know his story, right? He comes out the gates, Fresh Prince, you know.
Yeah.
And he said he made $1 million. He was 19 years old. He had $1 million in the bank, and him and his buddies partied like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And he was in debt a couple years later. He said when he was in his first season of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he was paying all of his check to the IRS because he was so behind on taxes because he burned through that first $1 million. And he said it was struggling trying to get back up. So you're right.
Yeah.
18-year-old with that much money? It's a problem.
And here's the problem. $426,000 is not a lot of money.
No.
It is, but it's not.
It's not.
It is not to an adult. You're like, no, I know where $400,000 is. it's a house. It's you know, a few
Not in
years
LA.
of I know. You're right. I mean, it will go so much faster. So unfortunately, but fortunately, he won this $1 million lottery. But I'll say this. I was watching Flex and Shanice. I was watching
broke,
they actually had gone broke, and they nearly lost their house, or they actually probably did. I think they did lose their house. They were on that show Black Love, and they were talking. Shanice was saying, I had a show to do that night, and she was hopping in the shower, and then she hears this loud knock on the door, and it was the sheriff's department saying, you have 5 minutes to get whatever you can and get out this house.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. And then I guess she called Flex, her husband. She's in hysterical, right? She's hysterical. He comes back home, and then ultimately they had about 15 minutes to get whatever. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
That's a shot to the ego right there.
Oh, well, he kind of even broke down a little bit on the show, and he was saying how this happens so much more frequently than what you think, because he was over here spending $10,000 on Burberry for his wife when they didn't really have it. No one taught him how to budget money. That happens to so many of us. You think if somebody came in here right now and they handed you a check for just say $10,000, and you are like, I got $10,000, you might want to go do XYZ, not necessarily knowing that the more, especially if you're not, putting that back in somehow, the more you spend, you still in your mind, you're like, oh, well, I still have 700 or 7,000 of it, and I still have 5,000 of it. This is how it works out. And so, unfortunately, that money will pass by with a quickness.
So if that 18-year-old came to you, you're his financial advisor, and he says, I got 400 G's, and I'm in Los Angeles, what's your first move? What would you tell him?
I would say invest. Still.
All of it?
Or a large part of it, invest. I would tell this kid to get some life insurance, a different kind of policy, because everybody thinks the policies are when you die, when there are actually policies, the cash, I forgot exactly what the term is, but it's the cash policies where you can cash out while you're living.
Got to get your dude back up in. Can we do that next week?
Yeah, we need to get him back in here.
He taught me so much.
Yeah, Trey. We're talking about Trey Meeks, who is really, really on top of his game as far as life insurance is concerned. Just financial, he's just shy of being able to be called a financial advisor. He's got to get certified in that, but he basically that's what he does. And so he helps so many people and children. And can you imagine, like, if we started our kids out when they were born, putting whatever amount, every single month, by the time they are 18 or 21, they are doubled over in money, and they're able to cash out some of that money to go to college, or fund their wedding if they want, or get a car, or whatever it is that they need, and then some. So there's just so many things that we didn't know when we were kids that I think, first of all, we can still learn as adults.
Oh yeah, just because you're an adult don't mean you know anything. Trust me.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people.
The name of the game is to keep learning, keep learning and implement while we are still here, but definitely to teach our kids too.
That is a good idea. Go get some life insurance. First move. Go get some life. And you want some real talk? Go buy a gun.
Go buy a gun?
You heard me. If you cash out and it's public, go buy a gun.
Oh, to protect yourself.
Should you be afraid if you win the lottery, you're 18 years old, and you stay in your hometown? Shouldn't you be scared? I would think you'd be.
That's a good question, and actually, that could be the question of the day. Well, let's talk about guns on the other side, because my situation. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. I don't see why not.
I would love to.
Yeah, we have news and traffic right now, but when we come forward, we're going to talk about the question of the day. We just came up with it. KBLA Talk 1580.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A scathing congressional report claims the NFL's Washington Commanders hid decades of sexual misconduct. A U.S. House committee released its report that zeroed in on team owner Dan Snyder. The report says Snyder allowed pervasive sexual harassment by team executives of female employees. Inflation is making decorations more expensive. Christmas display retailer Aldic Home says prices for some items have increased by as much as 25%. Getting your hands on medication at a drugstore can be difficult these days thanks to the surge in COVID and flu cases. Doctors say you don't need anything fancy. Dr. Jessica Solis McCarthy with the University of Texas Health System says a hot shower and a humidifier can help clear up those stuffy noses. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys. Because unlike other firms, an attorney will negotiate your case, not a paralegal.
This is a rather bold pronouncement, but we think we can back it up. If you come across a radio frequency anywhere putting more variety and more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 1580, we sure would like to hear about your discovery. You got to have vision. You can search, but we are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics, hosted by a more diverse and inclusive lineup of talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on?
Free enterprise, you dig? KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes!
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me.
Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare for being KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Into your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
You gotta be kidding me.
On Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., join KBLA Talk 1580 in Leimert Park at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be live performances from Brian McKnight, Wapale, Club Nouveau, and more. There'll be food trucks and a diverse array of vendors along with the attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage at 11 a.m. as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you, Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the intersection of Lamert and Vernon.
It's a celebration.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on, come on.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Woke up this morning.
Yeah.
You got yourself.
Yeah.
Got yourself.
Yo, I'm living in this time behind enemy lines, so I got mine, I hope ya.
Got yourself.
You from the hood, I hope ya.
Got yourself.
You want beef, hope ya.
Got yourself.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so you try to front, hope ya.
Got yourself.
You ain't real, hope ya.
Got yourself.
My first album had no famous guest appearances. The outcome, I'm crowned the best lyricist. Many years on this professional level. Why would you question who's better? The world is still mine. Tattoos real with Godson across the belly. The boss of rap. You saw me embellied with thoughts like that. To take it back to Africa, I did it with Biggie. Me and Tupac were soldiers of the same struggle. You lanes to huddle, your team shook. I feel the wrath of a killer. Cause this is my football field. Throwing passes from a barrel, shoulder pads apparel. But the QB don't stand for no quarterback. Every word is like a sawed-off blast, cause y'all all soft, and I'm the black hearse that came to haul y'all ass in. This for the hood by the corner store. Many try, many die. Come at Nas if you want a war. Get it bloody. I got mine, I hope ya.
Got yourself.
You from the hood, I hope ya.
Got yourself.
You want beef, hope ya.
Got yourself.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want. So
You were checking out the
try to
Danny
front,
Morrison
hope
Show,
ya.
KBLA Talk 1580. I'm assuming that's King's Disease. Which one? No? What's that? What's that on?
The A to the S-I-R. And if I wasn't, I must have been Escobar. You know the kid got
Stillmatic.
Stillmatic. They say that's his worst album. Is that true? What? That's what I'm just saying what they say.
Negative. That actually was the album that kind of resurrected his career.
Okay.
So this is the album that had Ether. This was 2001.
I read an article years ago that they were ranking the best to the worst albums of our favorite MCs, and that was at the bottom of his. And I think Jay-Z had the Blueprint 3 was at the bottom of his. You agree with that?
No. Actually, Jay-Z had a post some years back where he basically ranked all of his albums in like CD form. So he had all of his CDs stacked. And Blueprint 3 wasn't at the bottom, but it was kind of like in the middle somewhere. But the top 3 was Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, and Black Album.
Well, duh. That's obvious.
But this album, Stillmatic, not even.
I'm just saying, I don't know what it could have been like Complex or something. It wasn't some, true hip-hop magazine.
Facts.
You're inside the Raw Report. Yo.
Oh, yeah. We just changed our our question of the day. Okay. All right, here it is. Let's talk about this. I just put up a post. It's funny. The response is already. We talked about this often. I have guns in my house. We own guns in our house, and it's solely for protection. None of us are that crazy where we are willing to,
right,
go off and start shooting at people or anything like that. However, we have just started talking about getting our license to carry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get we're already registered, but we're gonna get our CCW.
Right.
Question is, if you were in let's say a Walmart, since we recently had that very unfortunate shooting.
Tragic.
And there was an active shooter. Okay, let me pose this to you, Danny. You have your kids there. We'll do both scenarios.
That's the caveat there.
We'll take both scenarios.
Okay.
Right here, you have your children with you. You are safe. You have your gun on you, but you're licensed and it's a registered gun. You are safe and you see an active shooter, but the exit is right there. Do you grab your kids and you run, or do you see this man actively taking out elderly people. He's shooting children. He or she, right? This shooter is shooting people in front of you, but you take your kids. Do you run or do you pull out your gun and stop this shooter?
I have to see what they look like first.
Okay.
The reason I say that is if they have a body armor on and I only got a pistol, on my hip, I don't know how much damage I could do to that person. I would probably then run if I saw that they were fully armored.
Okay.
If I have my children with me, it's not even a conversation. We run.
Yeah.
I think I've told you before, even any altercation with anyone, fisticuffs or otherwise, if my kids are with me, I turn into a punk immediately. It's never happened. So I know in that situation, I'm going to run if my kids are with me. But if I feel that I could do something and my kids aren't with me, I'm probably going to try.
So this shooter is not armored. He's not wearing body armor. He is wearing, street clothes.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and he has a pistol. He has a pistol. There's no AR. There's no nothing like that. He has a pistol, and your kids are not there.
It's on and cracking.
You feel like you can take this guy out, and so you would. You would shoot him, shoot to stop him, or shoot to kill him.
I'd probably shoot to kill.
Interesting.
You said he's shooting children.
He's shooting children. He is shooting elderly people.
It's on. I told you I would try to stop somebody in an Apple store. I'm going to try to stop somebody trying to shoot children.
Well, it's different now. The stakes are higher.
Yeah, that's true.
The stakes are higher. We're talking about real life. The truth about it is I never want to be in a position with a gun on me. I never want to be in a position where I felt like I had to make that decision. That is one of the hardest decisions in the world. We can go to the range and shoot at targets all day. I'm a very nice shot, right? I know what's going on. I'm a very nice shot, but a real life situation I've never been in, right? And so I would hate to be in that position where I had to make that choice. Unfortunately, we were talking about what if you chose to run and you go home and you turn on the news and you see 20 people shot, killed.
You couldn't live with yourself. And I'll take it a step further. What would Jesus do? Ooh.
Well,
come on.
I'll tell you what
Jesus would have run. You can't run in sandals.
Andy, would you run?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not shooting anybody. You're not trying to take anybody out. You're not trying to be a hero.
See, I got hope. I hold on to hope in humanity, and it seems like every single time I do, I get a pie thrown in my face. I want to believe if people out there getting these CCWs and they got a gun on their hip, you're going to use it when you're supposed to use it. Why do you have one then? And they say for self-defense. No, you don't. First of all, you got one because you got a small penis. That's one for the fellas out there to get them. I'm sorry.
What?
The second reason is because you feel that if somebody pushes up on you, you gonna pull. That's exactly what it is. And it's just not gonna happen. But I would think that situation, active shooter in a building, children and elderly getting shot, if that is not a reason to pull that gun off your hip, I don't know what you got it for.
Well, I mean, I think that's a good point. And when I think about what just happened in, where was that? Where did that happen? Was it, there was the most recent unfortunate shooting where it was a gay club.
The Q.
Where was that? Where did that happen?
God, what city was that? I can't remember.
Was it Portland or something? No?
I'll look it up as you're talking.
Okay, so that guy who came in there shooting, there were some bystanders who were there and really just kind of like jumped on this guy and held him down with no gun, by the way.
He came in plain clothed, which was the dumbest thing in the world.
This is the guy whose father was the very controversial. I think Fahim actually sent us something on was that am I talking about the same?
Yeah, they asked him why his son went into that gay club and he was like, we don't like the gays.
Yeah, that was horrible.
We got a problem with the gays. I'm like, whoa, so we know where that hatred came from.
Exactly. But yeah, he went, I mean, so a guy took him down and just jumped on him. Do you know what kind of courage you have to have not being, I wonder if it's, do you feel empowered or do you feel even more scared if you have a weapon on you?
I would say more scared. By the way, the answer is so. Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yeah. You would get more scared.
Because I think you mentioned it. When you got a gun on your hip and there's an active shooter in the building, I think the responsibility inherently comes to you.
Yeah.
And you put it on yourself because you go, I got this gun and there's an active shooter.
And these people need help. We all need help. Who's going to be the one? Do we all just sit here and wait? What if you can't run? That's the thing. What if you can't run? What if you are just, just there and you're trying to hide, but this guy comes near, he's not, necessarily pointing it at you, or you don't feel like immediately or directly in danger. You are in danger. Anybody in that environment is in danger, but you see what I'm saying? Like, what if you can't run and you have to come face to face with this person?
I think you're in danger. If there's an active shooter in the building, you're in danger for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
You can get trampled.
Yeah.
And somebody else in that building's got a gun. So you could get hit by some friendly fire. There's so many things. But I want to ask you or anybody else listening that may be thinking about getting a gun, or they already have a gun, got a CCW and the whole nine. Why'd you get it? What's your reason? I'd love to hear some reasons, because they go, I'm going to give me a gun. And a lot of people go get them just because Trump supporters are getting guns like crazy. Why are black people buying guns right now? I'd love to hear some reasons.
I think it's also important to understand, depending on your location, I think you need to know what the gun laws are like over there.
There is no doubt.
Absolutely.
Because, from what I hear, and I don't know how true this is, it's like if you own a gun legally, and let's say you shoot somebody, you can't run. You have to stay at the location.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would think that's
that's like that's like a hit and run. You have to,
From what I heard, if you shoot somebody, they could actually die. That's why.
No, but to Andy's point, you actually need to take a test when you you have to pass this 50-question test about laws and all kinds of things in order to even get a gun, to even buy a gun.
There was a gentleman that used to call the Midday show, and I forgot your name, King. I'm sorry. If you listening right now, that'd be fantastic. I love for him to call and give us all the laws and everything. I love to ask him the same question, like, why? Why? Because there's a lot of people getting CCWs right now. Mm-hmm. And he told me he would help me get one and teach me how to shoot and the whole nine.
Yeah. Well, the question is, and I'll answer just on for myself, the reason why is because look at the world that we live in. Far too many people. I think the other thing is we are afraid of them. I think if you are responsible with your weapon, and you know that you would only use it under circumstances in which you're defending yourself or your family, then absolutely, then become familiar with it. I say become familiar with it, learn how to shoot it, learn how to load it, learn how to shoot the thing, because look at the world that we live in.
But I get self-defense,
yeah.
Especially residential self-defense.
Yeah.
On your hip, though, what's that?
Probably one of the same situations of being out. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. The residential.
Never gonna happen.
Well, listen. The residential thing has always been a thing. That's always been the case.
Right to bear arms.
Yeah, but here's the thing about having to have it on you, or maybe assuming that you have to have it on you, is because where we're going. We just talked about this. People are doing the most in places that we've never had to worry about, in hospitals, in schools, in churches, in the grocery store. It doesn't matter where you are these days. You have to fear, looking around, being cautious about, your life. It stops some people from living their life because they're so afraid.
So it wraps the question we're up against it here. We gotta wrap the question all the way back around then. You're saying people are getting guns because of the state of the world today. So when one of those incidents pops up in one of these public places, you have a responsibility. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think you have a responsibility for other people. I think you have a responsibility to yourself and your family. I will say that on the poll, 67% said they would run, and 33%. I think it's just only a few people are talking on here, but they're saying one would shoot. Fahima says, I would rather run the risk of survivor's remorse than to be mourned.
That's facts right there. I can't be mad at that.
If you went through all your life without possession of a gun, why now?
Again, it's the state of the world.
She just answered that question.
But it's no different. I feel like mass shootings and all that stuff been going on.
You don't think it's more now?
Look. Born and raised in L.A., gang banging was crazy in the 80s and the 90s as it is, in comparison to what it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part. But you didn't have to go to schools, and there was no such thing as mass shootings in schools and clubs and hospitals and all of the above. So, I mean,
she's right.
Yeah, I just it's definitely a preference type of thing, whatever you prefer. But when we come forward, we will have the motivational moment of the day, and it's one that I like. I hope that you like it as well. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Study reveals barriers to mental health for Black and Latina women in California. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. A poll conducted by Eviteris, sponsored by Black Women Organized for Political Action and Hispanas Organized for Political Equity, found that 77% of some 800 women participants experience some form of discrimination due to personal characteristic. More than 3 in 5 respondents have had mental health concerns for which they did not seek care. These same women reported often having had negative experiences with providers. 70% of Black women and 54% of Latinas reported racial or ethnic discrimination. Another 59% of Black women and 55% of Latinas report assumptions were made about their income and education levels. 40% of Latinas reported discrimination based on assumptions about their ability to communicate in English, while 28% reported assumptions about their documentation or immigration status. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
This winter, spread joy, not germs. As soon as you feel symptoms, test it, treat it. You can beat it. COVID medications like the Paxlovid pill can help you test negative sooner. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find treatment today. Again, that's 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Ugh. Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? Ugh. When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in 1 wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ooh, another one of my favorite segments of the Ride Report. It's time for that motivation moment, man.
I love this. I'm a total believer in the universe, because God to me has created the universe and everything within it. And so we talked last week, or I think just a few days ago, about luck. You said that's not really your angle. You don't believe in luck, and that's cool. I believe in bringing things to me. I believe in manifestation, and this guy is really, I think he did a great job with sort of like breaking it down and telling us how to do it. So let's go ahead and listen to what he calls the law of resonance with Michael Beckwith. That's his name.
Doesn't give you what you want. The universe gives you who you are. People misunderstand that. They think the law of attraction is being obsessed with what you want. But no, if you want something, it doesn't mean you're going to get it. The universe will reflect to you what you are. And Beckwith calls this the law of resonance. Resonance. So you got to become that which you seek to be. Now, lofty questions works because it's actually getting you there. So when you ask a question such as, why do I have the fit muscular body of an athlete? You're tricking your subconscious by shifting your identity. And you will find that the universe will start to reflect that. If you ask yourself a question, why am I so kind and compassionate to everyone around me? Or why do I only eat healthy foods? Or why am I so brilliant at being an entrepreneur? You're shifting your identity at a fundamental level, almost like self-hypnosis, and the universe will start to reflect that. And your life will start accelerating and changing at a really rapid pace. This is actually the most effective manifesting technique I know. But if you sit down and you hope and you hope and you hope and you try to focus your mind on one thing over and over and over and over and over again, doesn't mean you're going to get that, because the universe doesn't give you what you want or what you crave. It gives you that which you are. The universe doesn't give you what.
I like that. What do you think? Do you buy that the universe gives you what you are and not necessarily what you want?
I don't like him going third person. I caught that. Did you catch that?
I don't know if he, by the way, I don't know if he is.
Oh, he's not Beckwith.
I don't know if he's Beckwith. I think
right.
He's explaining Beckwith.
I'll cut him a break. Yeah, I just think that's God. I mean, some people call it the universe. Some people call it spirituality. I think that's God. So yeah, I think you get what you get. Karma, I think it's all the same. You buy that?
Wait, you think what's God?
I think
the universe is God?
When the universe gives you that energy, they give you a negative energy. I think that you have given the universe that negative energy, and that's all. You're just receiving what you gave. You get what you give. I think that's God as well. I think God blesses you. If you're out there doing just amazing things throughout the entire city, I think he's going to say, I'm gonna pay you back tenfold, son. Mm-hmm. But if you're out there hurting people, shooting people, the universe is going to give you what you deserve.
Sure, but in essence, isn't that who you are? Isn't that who you are? Just the mere fact that you are giving to people, you are this person, you're operating out of love, so then the universe, God, will give that right back to you.
What if you have a moment?
Well, that's the thing about it. I don't think that works like that.
Okay.
So you're saying, you're just talking about if you have a moment of niceness or kindness, you want to do something nice for someone.
No, the other way.
What do you mean?
What if a good man, a good husband, God blesses him all the time, good family, walks in on his wife with another man inside his house, kills that man in that house? Is that the energy bad? The universe giving him bad things?
I don't know. The person who got shot?
The person that's shooting. You see what I'm saying? So you can't say that maybe that's you. That was him at that moment.
Right, but I hear what you're saying. It's a combination, like manifestation is just that combination of really, the Bible tells us to meditate, right? Meditate on the word.
I want to learn.
Meditation is game changing. But also the whole idea that it's just people are saying, I want this, I want that, and hoping that it comes into their life. What he's breaking down is him saying you have to be that, like even in your mind, being this person or being the thing that you want, right? So someone making a quick decision off of a moment where they feel something, I don't know that that's really who they are. That was just a moment that they had.
Okay, that's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but that's my take on kind of what he's saying.
Because you could really get into the weeds on that, because some guys may have had a moment with a young lady that they had when they were a teen. Look at Chris Brown. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that that's him.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, they're saying that's him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's him.
Yeah.
But
was it a moment?
Or was it a moment?
That is very interesting.
Can you say it's a manifestation of them as a person only when there's a pattern of behavior? Because I don't think Chris has had any other incidents with any other young ladies at all.
That we know of, right?
Fair.
Yeah. That's a whole thing to unpack. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I've never thought about it until we just start talking about it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll look to really kind of, unpack that a little bit at another time. But yeah, that was the motivational moment in your Raw report for the. You look like you are still so confused.
You're giving me like 10 shows in my head
so
right
confused.
now.
I love when shows develop out of things that we talk about.
It's really a good question. What makes you you? You know what I'm saying? News and traffic right now. We'll visit you on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A scathing congressional report claims the NFL's Washington Commanders hid decades of sexual misconduct. A U.S. House committee released its report that zeroed in on team owner Dan Snyder. The report says Snyder allowed pervasive sexual harassment by team executives of female employees. Inflation is making decorations more expensive.